Welcome to the Python tutorial lecture 16 function in Python. In previous lecture we saw the break statement and continue statement and how we can use break statement and continue statement in Python. In this lecture you will learn about the function and what is a function and its syntax, and you will also learn how to create a function in Python. Now first of all, let's see what is a function in Python. In Python, a function is a group of related statements that perform a specific task. Function help break our program into smaller and modular chunks. As our program grows larger and larger, the function make it more organized and manageable. Furthermore, it avoid the repetition and make code reusable. Now let's see the syntax of the function. The syntax of the function here I make it in comment. For that you have to define function name, and parenthesis you have to pass the parameter, and after parameter you have to write here in form of colon. Then you have to go for that doc string, and you have to write any statement. Statements any. Here the keyword define marks the start of the function header. The function name uniquely identified. The function name follows the same rule of writing identifiers in Python. The parameters or argument through which we pass the values to a function, they are optional. In the colon to the mark the end of the function header. The optional documentation string or docstring describe what is function does, or one or more valid Python statement that make the function body, and operation return statement will return the value from the function. That will see in this lecture how we can use the return statement in function. First of all, let's take simple example of that function. So if I want to write a function to gives you morning greetings, how to write a function for the greetings? So you have to, first of all you have to define, then write the name, function name. Here I want to use greetings. Then you have to pass the parameter. Here I use parameter name. Then you have to end that definition by colon. After that, what you want to print, I want gives a greeting, so I write hello. Then name I pass the parameter, and what I want to say is good morning. If I run this program, so to run this program I have to first of all write that function here. If I write, I will call the function from the idle cell, so I have to write greeting, then pass the name. I will pass in here. For the pass the name you have to write down in string format. If you not use the string format, it will comes in error. So here I write the name in string format, so that will give hello Jack, good morning. So from the idle cell you can call your function. Now let's see the return statement in Python. So first of all I delete this, and now let's see some return statement. in Python. The statement can contain expression which gets evaluated and the value is returned. For the return, it will simply you have to write like return and then expression list. This is the simple syntax of the return statement. If there is a no expression in the statement or the return statement itself, there is no present inside a function, then the function will return none object. If I go for here, if I write down here print in parenthesis what I want to print, I will call the function greeting which we made here, greeting, then pass that parameter jack. If I do so return will be a none will be there. So here the none is return value. Now let's take some example of the return statement so you can understand more how the return statement will work. Now for the problem statement, if I go for write a function for the absolute number and return its value. So here the name for that function name is absolute number. So first of all, how I can write, I have to go define, then function name absolute number, then I have to pass the parameter. Here I go for that number for that parameter, and don't forget make a colon here. Then I go for the condition if number is for that number is greater than 0, then you have to return number, or else part you have to return negative of that number. So if I run this program, so now I have to call that absolute number function from the idle cell. So first of all I have to write the function absolute number, then pass that number or parameter. If I here want to find absolute number of 10, it will give that number 10 as it is. If I go for that minus value, so you can see the difference. If I go for that minus 10, so absolute of minus 10 is 10. So that's how the return function works. Now let's see some another scope and lifetime of the variable in the function. Scope and lifetime. First of all, let's see what is the scope and lifetime variable. The scope of the variable is the portion of the program where the variable is recognized. The parameters and the variables defined inside the function is not visible from the outside. Hence, they have a local scope. A lifetime of a variable is the period throughout which the variable exists in the memory. The lifetime of the variable inside the function is as long as the function executes. Now let's take an example to understand what is the meaning of that. So first of all I have to write a function, so that I have to go for define, then I pass function name, my function here, then heading over. So if I give x is equal to 10 and go for that print in parenthesis value inside a function. Now pass its value x. Now you have to return x. Now if I give another value, the same variable, x is equal to 20, and now if I call the function from its here itself, my function, and after that here I call the function. After that, if I go for the print in parenthesis, I have to value outside function and pass its value. If I run this program, so value inside the function is 10 and outside the function is 20. So here we can see that the value of x is 20 initially, but even though the function, my function is change the value of x to 10, it did not affect the value outside the function. This is because the variable x inside the function is different, means local to that function from the outside. Although they have the same name, here the same name means x, so they are two different variable with different scope. The same name but different value with different scope. That's all for the today's lecture. Thank you.